One more, CJ. Give us one more.
Yes, Eddie wants to know, with how much the Nets dismantled the Bucks, are they too good for either the Sixers or Hawks to beat?
I don't know. I mean, the Nets look very good.
I mean, anybody can lose, but they look.
I'm surprised the Bucks look this bad, and I anticipate them not just folding. I think Chris Middleton has been horrendous, and I think he's too regularly good to keep up. But I do think that Milwaukee is pretty thin. And the thing that people like, when Brooklyn traded for Harden, it was like, oh, they're sacrificing all their depth, and it's like, kind of no, like they have a bunch, like they just have a bunch of players that can just fill in and be like, we're fine. We play fast. We move the ball. We can hit open threes. They've just made a bunch of really smart, easy picks. And obviously, as we've talked about for the duration of this podcast, making picks is way easier when you have 2 or 3 superstars that you can go like, hey, just stand around those guys and be fine. Like, you're not expected to do more. But, you know, Nick Claxton was a great pick. Like, and it was very clearly a great pick right when they made it. And there were so many picks that other teams made that were astute. It's not hard. The draft is way less of a crapshoot than people claim it to be. And it's just way easier when you have your superstars in place to just go like, well, he only needs to do this. So we know he can do that. He's going to be good in the NBA at this. And then goes from there. And so I think like they got Bruce Brown for free, which is ridiculous. Shamet was a good pickup. Joe Harris is incredible.
Well,
Mike James for free overseas, like when nobody else should have. I heard on Zach Lowe that like other teams were mad when they got him because it's like, how was he available? He was under contract. This is bullshit. And Blake, obviously, you know, dialing it back to 2015. So yeah, they're good. They're a good team, and it's not just those guys. They're a talented team, and fucking TLC on the bench, ready to step in and play meaningful minute whenever he needs to.
Well, I said it after the first game he played. I remember watching Mike James and being like, whoa, like what the fuck is this? He all of a sudden Harden goes out and this guy's playing 30 minutes and he's good. I'm not going to overrate him, but the guy is legitimately a good player.
Yeah, he's an incredible scorer, and looked that way, you know, a couple seasons ago with Phoenix. But when he doesn't have to be, it's tough to be like the Trey Burke role that the Mavericks use him in, because it's like, well, he's not going to really defend, and he's a guy that kind of needs the ball in his hands, and good teams aren't going to give him that. But to just like allow Kyrie or whoever to rest when he can just take over, like he's a really talented scorer for sure.
Well, it's interesting because they have Harden, who has the ball so much, and Durant and Kyrie are used to that, so they're almost like those guys are used to a guy having the ball, which I think plays into like to your point, to what Mike James is good at, because they're okay with him having the ball, even with those guys on the court. So.